Hello and welcome to Daily Dose of Calm. I'm Daniel Sernicola and I'm so glad that you're joining me today. If you'd like to make a donation to me through Venmo, you can do so using the name @YogiDaniel. All donations are greatly appreciated, especially because I'm not working at this time. Today's lesson is actually about just that. It's about how we take our practice off of the meditation cushion and actually out into the world. And I'm reminded of a story of a student that I had several years ago who took one of my meditation courses and shared quite an interesting anecdote. She told me that as she went to work, her coworkers began noticing a difference in her. And one day they came up to her and they said, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing differently?" And she said, "Well, why?" And they said, "Well, you're a lot nicer and easier to work with." She goes, "Well, I've been meditating." And they said, "Good, don't stop." So I always get a little bit of a chuckle out of that story because it makes me think about how our meditation practice actually impacts the world around us, even without us trying to do so. But today's practice is a little bit about action. It's about showing that kindness to all living creatures. Because not only do we need to show it to ourselves, we also need to show it to everybody within the world around us. And I'm reminded of a story from Tibet of an old monk many years ago who had quite an interesting meditation practice himself. He'd go for a walk daily, and every day he'd come to this beautiful pond and sit up on a big flat rock overlooking the pond, and he'd begin meditating. So he'd sit his body down, and it would creak, and it hurt, and he'd begin meditating, and it seemed just as he got into the right meditation posture, he would notice out of the corner of his eye a little bug or a family of bugs skating along the surface of the water, and then he'd slowly start to fall in. Well, the monk, he would scoop them up, he'd put them on the bank next to him, allow the sun to dry them out so that they could go on having a good rest of their day as well. His brother monks noticed this, and they noticed that it happened over and over again quite frequently, so they decided to have a little talk with him about it. So one day they approached him and they said, "Hey, what's going on here? Your meditation practice, you should be focused, you should stay seated, and why do you do this?" So the old monk graciously listened, and when they were finished, he looked at them, and he said, "What point is my meditation if I'm not offering compassion to all of those around me?" So I always think of that story and I think, wow, that's really profound to me. We take our practice off of the cushion and out into the world. And so let's go ahead and meditate, and then afterwards we'll talk about a few ideas I have for how we can do just that. So finding your meditation seat, sitting up on your cushion, your chair, lying down, just making sure that your hip points are a little bit higher than your knees. From here we take an inhale in, elongate the spine towards the heavens, and then along with the spine, take the shoulders up to the ears and roll them down the back as you exhale. In fact, if that feels good to you, you can do it a few times. And then relax the shoulders down the back, just like wings resting against the back of a bird. Allow the hands to rest face down on the thighs. And go ahead and give the elbows just a little bit of a wiggle, just so they're nice and relaxed. From here, lengthen the back of the neck, gently tucking the chin. And then beginning to place the tongue against the back of the top two front teeth inside the mouth, just resting there. The gaze coming from the eyes is soft and it's cast downward, just beginning to look at a spot on the floor just a few feet in front of you. From here, take a deep inhale in, and on your exhale, see if you can relax your body just a little bit more. Beginning to bring awareness to your mind, maybe noticing your emotions, just taking an inventory of what mood you might be in today, what emotions you may have felt leading up to our session. No judgment, just noticing. And then beginning to notice any feelings within the body. Notice if there's any area or point that's aching or hurting or feels a dullness. And without judgment, maybe making a shift just to make yourself a little bit more comfortable as we settle into our practice. And we'll go into a breath practice where we inhale for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 8. So drawing the belly button back to the spine. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just returning to your natural breath. Perhaps noticing that you may feel more relaxed now. Bringing awareness to your inhales and your exhales. Just noticing. And bringing special awareness to your exhale. The exhale serves as the anchor in our meditation, anchoring us into the present moment. So just like a giant ship has an anchor that keeps it in one place as it sails about the sea, our mind has the anchor of the breath to bring us into the present moment. Anytime the mind begins to wander, just coming back to this exhale. Even reminding yourself that you're breathing, and then just coming back without any judgment. Continuing to breathe. Always coming back to the breath. And as you hear sounds from outside or notice little distractions, gently come back to your breath, continuing to meditate. Slowly bring awareness back to your body, maybe rolling your neck a few times. You can place your hands on your thighs, and I call this move going around the world. My friend Tracy Griffith tells me this activates the element of water. And then switch and go the other way. Beautiful. So, in our meditation, it's beautiful to feel this sense of calmness, this sense of peace. And wouldn't it be wonderful if we could take that off the cushion and actually outside or even on the phone? So some things we can do. Pema Chodron came up with this brilliant idea a few years ago, and it has stuck with me ever since, and it's gotten me out of so many binds, and it's allowed me to be more compassionate to others. Before responding to a text or email that might have you uncomfortable, take 3 deep breaths and then respond. I find that it's a little cushion that helps just a little bit. Also, I encourage you after today's meditation session, maybe pick up the phone, check on some loved ones, some friends, let them know that we're in this together. And it's okay to be vulnerable. You can share with them that you have fears just as well. But we're going to get through all of this together. And it begins with you and me. So I'm so glad you joined me today. Again, feel free to make a donation to @YogiDaniel on Venmo to keep the program thriving and surviving. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, take care of yourselves.